I'm Joel Fairbrother from Bow River Law in Calgary, Alberta, and we're an employment law outfit. And today I'm going to be answering the question, can my boss fire me if I have to be home with my kids? So the answer to this question is probably not, but it does depend on what's going on and the rest of the surrounding circumstances. Generally speaking, employees have some protections for dealing with their children or providing care to their children. And these are dependent children, so minors, right? If someone, let's say the child is sick one day and the, the parent has to be home to take care of the child, if the employer disciplined you for that, um, probably that would be discrimination on the basis of family status. If the child is critically ill and there's a requirement to be home for a time to take care of a critically ill child, the employee may need a doctor's note, but that's protected under the Employment Standards Code for an extended period of time, actually. Now, it could even depend on sort of what the reason is. I mean, let's say if the employee has a scheduling change at work, and the scheduling change impacts their ability to provide childcare to their child because their childcare provider can't do it on that new schedule. That could be family status discrimination as well. There have been cases that have found that. But it does depend in part on what the employee is doing. If the employee has done nothing to try to fix the situation, to try to find alternative childcare arrangements, or have this could include having their spouse do some of it, that could be a problem because accommodation for things like this in human rights it's a two-way street. The employee can't just sit on their laurels and insist that the employer change their schedule to fit, or even keep their schedule the way it was to fit their lifestyle or their childcare obligations. But if the employer's made a change to the schedule and it's not possible or not reasonably possible for the employee to accommodate that into their schedule to take care of their child, that could be family status discrimination. What I would say is, if your employer is, for whatever reason, disciplining you for being home, having to take care of your child, there is a good chance that they're not allowed to do that, and that it is either a breach of contract or a breach of your human rights or employment standards rights. But it's not a certainty, so I would suggest to speak to an employment lawyer about that and see what your options are. This includes if the employer disciplines you or terminates your employment for alleging just cause. You may have options. It may not be just cause. In fact, there's a pretty good chance it isn't. And I'm Joel Fairbrother from Bow River Law, and I hope this has been helpful.